If you're feeling nostalgic for something musical that's from the 60s and 70s, but you want something contemporary, then Abbie and the Roses are for you. Abbie Rose and Nick Crow of Abbie and the Roses are here now to talk a little bit about this kind of nostalgic sound that I really gravitated to. I like immediately felt connected to your music. Nice to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks
It's
for
great to
having
be
us.
here.
So am I right? Is it nostalgic, or what is it about your music that just seems to connect with my generation?
I like that. That's good. That's definitely what we were going for. We always try to bring a sense of nostalgia forward in our writing, and especially when we're in the studio as well, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. It's maybe from our influences as well, because we're sort of influenced by a lot of old school sounds. Like
What does old school sound to you?
Some of the greats.
Well, I love Van Morrison,
yeah.
Mac, and then again some of the more modern artists such as Amy Winehouse, but she touches on older artists herself. Her influences are a lot of older artists.
She had an old soul.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're very inspired by people like that, aren't we?
Definitely.
But it's also, you have some very, I mean, some of your tracks are really upbeat, and so and for you as a guitar player, it's very straightforward, isn't it?
It can, yeah, it can be. I'll try. There's definitely a difference between like using the electric for the full band or trying to transpose it onto the acoustic and just trying to get a bit more of a vibe out of the instrument for the songs. So they're all a little bit different, whether we play them like this or playing with a full band.
How did it all start for you, Abbie?
Well, I was a solo artist before. I was sort of working hard but not really doing anything that I was completely passionate about. And then I was able to meet Nick through a mutual friend of ours, whose name is Joe Grouse, and he introduced us and we started writing together, and then the story sort of developed from there, didn't it?
It bloomed, didn't it?
What is it like to play in clubs, let's say in your home country of the UK, in London? What's it like to play in those clubs? And I want to ask you what it's like to play here.
I guess we're more well known in London, so at the moment we can definitely see a bigger crowd knowing the words and stuff like that. So hopefully in time that will happen over here.
Yeah.
But I guess we enjoy it either side of the water.
So again, here in the US, where have you played, and what's really resonating with the crowd?
We recently played at Hotel Cafe. That's probably one of my favourite venues that I played at out here so far. But just because the people who came were so respectful, everyone was so quiet. It was so, I think there's just the level of respect in the audience as well for the music and what you're doing, and that's such a wonderful thing to do. We've played a few gigs like that in the UK, but it is a bit of a rarity. So I think that was quite exciting. And then again, being on stage with knowing that people have been there who are some of the greats, so in Los Angeles. But again, we like London and we like LA. Really, it's just.
What about the 60s and 70s music speaks to you? What part of that is it that's in your heart?
I don't know. For me, I think I'm a bit of an Amy Winehouse in the sense that I'm an old soul. Everyone's like, "Oh, have you heard this song by so and so?" And I'm like, "No, I'm sure it's great, but I've literally only listened to like older music. I probably should listen to more current stuff, but it just speaks to me. I think there's just such a sincerity in the writing, and just, I think, again, me and Nick always go back to the fact that there was a time when everything was more carefree and open, and it felt a little bit different. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I always feel like I want to escape back to that time. So.
You know, this connectivity that we all have now, everything is instant. There's no time to think or pause.
Yeah.
And when I listened to you, it reminded me of those days back when we would pause and listen to music, perhaps on our boombox, or perhaps on my reel-to-reel tape.
That's cool. Yeah, no, that's quite a compliment. That is cool.
So as you're writing, what is the goal to make sure that the song is completely well-rounded and really delivers what the message that you mean?
I guess sometimes we try and lay out what it is we want to say about the song, and then really pick it apart. So we make sure we've said everything in the best way we can, or if there's another way of saying it which can leave more to the imagination but grasps the emotion that we're going for.
Yes,
All right, we'll see.
that first.
We're going to see if you actually achieve that, because in a second, Abbie and Nick are going to perform. This is Abbie and the Roses. We'll be right back with more on Carlos and Lisa with Abbie and the Roses.